just a small town girl living in a lonely world, yeah. She took the midnight train going anywhere. All right. Very popular song, right? Everybody knows that song. So what we're going to do today, this is a little bit different in that the only people seeing this video are subscribers, okay? Now, I know that amongst the group, I mean, we're not huge, but we're getting there, hopefully one day. There are people here that are playing songs in the privacy of their own place. They're singing songs, and that's your goal, is you want to, a lot of people just want to sit around in front of friends and family or whatever, or themselves, and just play songs, okay? All right. So this video is for those that have ever come across this, right? And I know you have, and if you haven't, you sure as heck are gonna. Now, we tend to be either in one end or the other of this. So meaning some of you have other musician friends, guitar playing friends, and once in a while you get together, the guitars come out, and away you go. And then others of you here are the only one in your, whether it's one or two friends or a big circle of friends, and you're the only one that's taken this road down to frustration and pain that we call learning to play the guitar. So, and some of you, maybe it's a little bit of both, or you have different friendship groups, right? Okay. You are going to hear at some point, if you haven't already, "Hey, Joanne, you're learning guitar. Play us something." Or, "Hey, Dave, you're a guitar playing man. Give us something to rock out on. Let's get this thing partying here." And your mind just goes blank, right? Because all of a sudden you're unprepared, like, oh my God. And you get that anxiety comes over you. The pit of your stomach is on fire. And whether you know how to play 2 songs or you know how to play 102, you won't think of one on the spot, right? Okay. And there's nothing wrong with that, because don't be fooled. Even professionals, and I've said this before, when they go to play in those, get up on superstar stage with the other professionals and they're going to jam out at an award show or something, don't think that that's not rehearsed, because it is. They know what they're going to play. They know the key of what they're going to play in. They probably even break down the parts. Hey, I'll play this part, you play that part, blah, blah, blah. Now, they may or may not make it seem like they don't know what's going on, but they do. So don't worry about being unprepared, all right? But what we should have in our back pocket is a go-to song, a go-to thing that we, no matter what, as soon as our adrenaline slows down, all right, I got just the thing. And that's what I'm going to give you in this video. What we're going to do is we're going to take 2 songs, okay? Very popular songs. In fact, I mean, if you lived you'd have to live under a rock in the middle of nowhere to not know these songs over the last 40 years, okay? And the first song you've already heard. It's Don't Stop Believing by Journey, okay? Now, let's take a look at that song in its original form and what we did, or what I did, to make this a lot friendlier and easier for me to play and sing, okay? So whenever possible, I try to I like to keep in the same key, right? I don't like to change it too much. But having said that, the second song that I'm going to introduce to you, I did just that. I slightly moved the key to adjust me, all right? All right, so the first song is actually originally in the key of E. Now, what that means is, on an open guitar, E is the number 1 chord, okay? It doesn't mean that it had to be, it just is in this case. So we have E, a singer in a smoky room, B, right? Smell of wine and cheap perfume. Okay, then it goes again. Da 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 da. Now, right off the bat, I'm going to tell you, that's way too many bar chords for me. Right now, if you guys, anybody out there are into that and you can knock that off, no problem, and sing, go for it. But me, no, not happening. So the first thing I want to do is I want to eliminate as many of those bar chords as possible. And I also want it to be in a better range for my voice. Okay? So where I can sing it comfortably. So without going into detail, I found that capo 4 is perfect for me, right? And we'll explain this. So what this does, it takes that E, right? And by putting this capo on here, we can start off with a C chord that most of us know how to play. Probably one of the first chords you learned. So C, 4 frets up. So C, 2 frets up is a D, and then 2 more would be an E. So there's my E, right? So there's my G. Well, 4 frets up, that would be a B. So there's my B bar chord eliminated, right? And then the third chord is the A minor. Well, A minor to B minor to C minor to C sharp minor. So there's my C sharp minor that we had to play. And then my A bar chord is replaced by the F, because F, G, and A. 4 frets would be an A. So that progression becomes C, G, A minor, F. Then the second time around, the only difference is that in the song, in the original, the G sharp minor makes an appearance in place of the C sharp minor. So in these chords, we play an E minor instead of an A minor. So it would go C, G, E minor. And there's that sound of that real noticeable part of that song. Okay? Back to the F, right? So that's it. 4 chords played in a loop, but the second time around we replace the A minor with the E minor. So that's the first thing I've done, is I made it easier to play. Now, I've also made it easier to sing. Now, if you guys need a higher or lower, right, than me, so that your ear says that sounds pretty good, then you just play the same chords. Just move the capo accordingly. All right? That's all you have to do. If you want it higher, keep going up. If you want it lower, back it off. I'm going to keep it at 4. Right? So now I found a second song that shares the same balance. And remember, we talked about transposing, right? And how even though it's in a different key, it has the same harmonic relationship through the song. And that song will be, see the thorn twist in your side, see the bone twist in your side, and I'll wait without you. Right? Okay, so the same 4 chords. These don't change, so we don't have to swap one out. So now we've got 2 songs that we can mash together. All right? Now, here's how we would go about doing that, or how I would go about doing it. It's called arranging, right? So an arrangement is when you have a song, it's written, they've gone over it, they know the chords, but someone sits there and they listen to it and they go, you know what? I think we should put a chorus here and move that verse, or we should put a bridge in here to kind of, that's called arranging, when they decide how the song is going to be played out. So in this case, what I would do, right, because people are waiting to hear you, right, and you want it to be a song that people know. That's the importance of using these kinds of songs for this, because they're less worried about how you've altered it, because they know it and their brain takes over and they're going to start singing it. What you don't want is to start and have people looking around going, well, what's she playing? What is that? Does he really know what he's doing? Like, you don't want that. You want right away the people to know what you're playing. Okay? That takes their mind off of everything else that you've done. The non-musician friends, they won't even know. They don't know that you're not playing a bar chord, or you should be playing this, or no capo. They have no idea. They're just saying it sounds good. Your musician friends are going to go, hey, man, that was pretty creative the way you came up with that. So it's a no-lose situation, right, if you do it right. So in this case, what I would do is, just a small-town girl living in a lonely world. She took a midnight train going anywhere. just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. Took the midnight train going anywhere. Now, there's the F is always our finishing point in these two loops, right? It's always the last before we start on the C again. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hang there, and I'm going to start the other song. See the thumpness in your eye, see the thumbs in your side, and I wait for you. Slide a hand and twist her fate on a bed of nails, man, she makes me wait, and I wait without you. Okay, now I'll go back to the next verse in the first song. A singer in a smoky room, smell of wine and cheap perfume, yeah. For a smile they can tear the night, it goes on and on. Right? Now, what I might do is I'll go back to the first song and play the chorus. With or without you, with or without you. Then I might come back to this song and play the chorus. Strangers waiting up and down the boulevard, there's shadows somewhere in the night. Now I'll go back to the first song, play a verse. Through the storm we reach the shore, give it all and I want more, and I'm waiting for you, right? Okay, I think you get it by now. Now you can arrange this any way you want, right? I've done this where I've played one of each, just a small town girl, and then the first little verse from With or Without You, and then back into He's Just a City Boy, and then the verse from there, and I've been flip-flopping it that way. It all depends, right? But the point of this is, okay, if you have this in your pocket, no matter what other songs you know, no matter what you do and what level you're at, okay, this is something that when you get that deer in the headlights moments, hey, Ray, man, you play, give us some songs. So there, right? Now you're giving them two songs. You're being creative, which is going to impress your guitar buddies, and it's going to blow away any non-musical people. It's going to make you seem like a rock star. And the reality is it was really quite simple because both songs shared the same chords. Now, if your voice is lower, simply play the same chords, just back it off. 1, 2, or 3, and try it and see. Whatever, okay? And if it's higher, you want to kick her up to 7 or 8, you go for it. Just remember that when you get here, those frets get real small. And if you have big hands, fingers, big fingertips, it can get really difficult. So paying attention to where you're strumming so you don't touch a fret and get a buzz, or that one finger isn't touching another string and you get a muted string or like a thud, or what I call a clunker, can be just as difficult as playing the darn bar chord in the original, right? So keep that in mind, right? But there is absolutely nothing wrong with modifying any cover song to suit you, because at the end of the day, it's better to play something that's not the right official way, but you sound really good doing it, than play it the proper way, but you sound terrible, right? I think we'd all agree on that. So, all right, there's more examples of this, okay, for those of you that want to, venture out and play in front of people, that I will, if you're into this, pass along by these regular members or subscriber-only videos. So if you like this kind of stuff, let me know, right? My theory is you can learn chords anywhere. You can Google anywhere, or there's all kinds of people showing you how to play songs. That's, again, the way I also approach learning guitar. I'm not that way. I like to take things and change them up and repackage them and deliver them in a different way, a more creative way, well, that's what I tell people, that it's more creative, but it's really more, it just suits me better. And if it suits me, I'm going to sound better. And that's what it's all about, right? So I've got some more examples coming. Again, send me your comments. Let me know if this is something that is of use to you. And we're also going to do other things just for subscribers as well. I kind of figure that's the way to go for a bit, right? So, all right, we'll see you again next time. And remember, it is always all about the practice. Bye for now.